My husband and I, we were in Spain, and we were in Spain, and we should have been having the time of our life. And we were having a very good time during most of Spain, but we hated where we were staying. We hated Madrid. And we complained for a lot of the vacation about how much we hated Madrid. Oh, it's so crazy. It's so busy. There's people everywhere. Oh, getting around is difficult. Complained. Uh, the rest of Spain we loved. But then when we came home and we were in lockdown 2 weeks later, we just looked at each other and said, what assholes we were to have this opportunity to be in Spain, and we should have loved it more. We should have loved the traffic. We should have loved standing there being completely lost in Madrid. We should have loved the expensive taxi cab rides. We should have loved the fact that there was a bull fighting like ring in the middle of the city. Even though I hate all of that, we should have loved it because we experienced it. But instead, we complained about it. And now we've been in the house for like 9.5 months. And we're just like, I can't believe the last vacation we went on, we spent, I will say, 30% of the vacation complaining.
It's going to be
We're
very different.
so mad. I'm like, I want to go back to Madrid and not complain. I'll go anywhere and not complain.
Well, that's the thing is that chance is going to come again. Like so this is like phase one of my master plan to turn this into like the international phenomenon. Like what I'm going to do is I'm going to get myself, like I said, this really, really quirky ass mystery machine, and I'm going to just drive around the country, and I'm going to like, yeah, maybe show up at your doorstep and say, hey, Jen. Hi, Miss Jen. Would you like to go for that drink in the bar? And and we'll just have this drink, and we'll just talk about life, the universe, and everything. And then maybe I'll end up in California meeting somebody else, going, "Hey, you want to do like I reckon that's like for me this forced me to look at what really mattered to me,
Yeah.
right, and where I want to go going forward. And for me, it's like I don't want to work for people anymore.
Right.
I'm too old. I'm way too old for that. You think I'm laughing, but I'm not joking about
I'm
that.
laughing because I'm probably like, I'm way older than you.
Yeah, but see, it's just that realization. Like I realized for me that I only have life is short on time, but long on possibilities. And the fact of the matter is, I want to do more of these things that are possible. And like, no matter what happens next year, like I said, good, bad, or indifferent, no matter what happens next year, I'm going to be looking at making those dreams a reality, one way or the other. I don't care. I'm willing to take those risks. I'm willing to do those consequences. I'm willing to go through with that journey, no matter what it is. And that's like, again, talking about what we said earlier about, we all have to like own up to the risk we take in this life. I own up to the risk I take in this life, and I realize that they're my risk, and I have to do it because I'm here to do what I'm supposed to do,
See, I
and
love
that's
that.
it. That's it, right? So I'm gonna do it, and really, I don't like the world can be on fire. That's cool. I'm still gonna figure. I'm still
It's
gonna figure
always
out.
going to
Like,
be on fire.
yeah,
So I got married a couple weeks ago. I got married on Halloween, and we got some lovely presents and cards from people, and I appreciated every single one of them. But the thing that meant the most to me was we have two friends. Their names are Bill and Julie, and they gave us their travel book that they used when they went to Budapest because they had known that that was going to be our honeymoon and we couldn't take it. So they gave us this well-worn book about Budapest, and almost every page there's a post-it note attached to something based on one of their experiences. Like, don't get a cab over here, blah, blah, blah. If you go to this place, walk 4 blocks and you can
yeah,
find.
yeah,
And I was like, this is the most precious gift because they were just like, here, because next year you'll be in Budapest. And
yes,
I'm like, thank you. And that
no.
they gave us hope, they gave us their memories, they gave us the dream, the like something to look forward to.
Well, that's just it. I mean, this is a pause, and it seems like we haven't moved, but that's not true. We have, right? Like this. So the very worst case scenario isn't happening. That's a good thing. We're not the best case scenario yet, but
You're not in the United States.
well, no. But see, you, like I said, I won't depress you. I could really depress you. I will
No,
not depress
I
you.
know it can be much worse than it is, but we're not doing as well as we definitely could have in this country.
Okay, maybe I will depress you a little bit because I think the so here's what I reckon I realize about your country. The last time you had an actual pandemic, or actually the last two times, the first time you did had Woodstock in a pandemic, right? The second time you ignored a crisis for 12 years before you started to do anything about it. So, in one very real sense, and this is sad, Trump did nothing different than what any other president before him in the last 50 years have done. When Nixon was president, Woodstock happened during a flu pandemic. When AIDS was a big thing, Reagan and Bush both ignored it, and even
Oh
Clinton
yeah.
and Clinton ignored it for his first term. His second term, he finally did something about it, but it took him 6 years.
Yeah. No,
So
I trust me, I get it. I'm not saying uh I'm not saying we have the best track record.
uh, uh, it's why when they say, well, Trump's a monster, it's like, yeah, he is, but
Yeah, yes.
there's no doubt about that. But at the same time, I'm like, I look at what he's done. It's like the sad truth, and this is the depressing thing. He's done nothing different than anyone that came before him, rather than he's just pushed it to another extreme that was built in over time. I'm terrified what's going to come down you guys' pike in 10 years. Like that terrifies me, right?
Hopefully I will be living in Canada.
Yeah.